Worried about the high price tag out here in Hawaii? Well, in this video, I'm gonna give you the top 5 most affordable areas out here in Oahu, Hawaii. So stick around, get all the details. See you on the other side. What's going on, guys? Patrick Longley here from Team Roger That, and today we're going to be going over the 5 most affordable areas out here in Oahu. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the different areas, what the price tag is, and my personal opinion on some of those areas. Now, before we jump into that, if this is your first time here, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Patrick Longley. I'm a licensed real estate agent out here in Hawaii and have been for nearly a decade, helping buyers, sellers, and service members with their real estate needs. So if you have any questions or you just need some boots on the ground, feel free to reach out to me. Got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. With that being said, let's jump into the 5 most affordable areas out here in Oahu, Hawaii. So the first one is going to be Pearl City, Aiea. So this is going to be obviously close to Pearl Harbor. You're going to see condos in the price points of about 400 to 500,000 and single family homes at about 800 to a little over 900,000. Now, some of the pros of this area is obviously the price tag, but also it's a great commuter town. So if you need to get to Honolulu, Mililani, to the North Shore, wherever it is, you're gonna be pretty close to not having to battle some of that traffic, especially if you're going to Honolulu. They also have the tram, which I'm not gonna get too deep into right now. I think it only goes to Pearl City. So if you need to go in the opposite direction to Kapolei, that's always a benefit. Eventually it will reach the airport and maybe a further on, but that's for a different discussion and that might be years down the road. But I would say one of the biggest pros is definitely going to be the price tag. It's going to be a great commuter town. You're going to be close to Pearl Harbor. If you work there, you're going to be pretty close to Honolulu. Without traffic, you're probably looking at about 20 to 30 minutes, and with traffic, maybe upwards of 45 minutes to Honolulu, which is much better than if you're in Kapolei or Ewa, especially during those rush hour times. Now, some of the cons of this area is Pearl City, depending on what section you're in, like Pacific Palisades, absolutely gorgeous. But if you're in the main section of Pearl City and Aiea, you're definitely gonna have older homes that might need some fixing up. You're also gonna, sometimes in the city, feel a little bit congested in Pearl City. It might seem somewhat of a concrete jungle, but these are just some cons you wanna factor in when you're looking at this area. But again, it's one of the most affordable areas on the island. The next top affordable area out here in Oahu, and again, this is in no particular order, would be Ewa Beach. So price-wise, you're looking at anywhere between $500,000 and $600,000 for condos, even lower to $400,000. That's just basically the median sales price. And for single-family homes, you can find generally with an association for $800,000 to a little over $900,000. Now, the benefit to Ewa Beach is you're going to have a lot of newer homes. Was originally just basically Ewa Plain. It was basically a bunch of farms, and a lot of developers came in and started building new homes. So a lot of the homes out here are gonna be built in the 2000s, 2010, some brand new like Ho'opili, which are gonna be double wall construction, dual pane windows, central AC or split AC. So you get a lot of bang for your buck, especially for the quality of home that you're gonna get. A lot of the homes may seem a bit cookie cutter because they were built by developers, but it does give you this Pleasantville suburban feel. So if you're looking for that, this might be a great option, especially for the price tag and the quality of home that you can get. You're also gonna have a lot of the amenities that you need, whether that's the main grocery stores, Target, a huge outdoor mall called Makakilo, which is a mouthful to say, as well as 7 or 8 golf courses. So you've got plenty of things to do in the area. Just keep in mind, it does get a bit warm because you're in the lower plane of the island. Each part of the island has different micro ecosystems with different temperatures and rainfall. This is definitely an area that's going to be one of the warmer parts of the island, not a lot of rainfall and plenty of breeze, but hot breeze nonetheless. So you're definitely gonna be using that AC unit. Now, some of the cons of this area is definitely gonna be the long commutes. This is gonna be one of the longer commutes to Honolulu. It could be anywhere from when there's no traffic, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, and with traffic could be upwards to 1 to 2 hours. So you really wanna plan your day accordingly, or if you're gonna be working in town, just make sure you have a good audiobook because you might be sitting in traffic for a bit. Another con is higher electrical bills. Now, electricity out here in Hawaii is gonna be one of the most expensive in the nation, but you can imagine being in one of the hotter parts of the island, you're definitely gonna be using that AC unit, which is definitely gonna increase your electrical bill. Now, the next most affordable area is gonna be in that somewhat triangle that I like to call the Kapolei, Ewa, makakilo area, which is going to be Kapolei. Now, Kapolei has been coined the second city. There's been a lot of development happening over there, not only with homes, but also with businesses. So we're seeing a lot of businesses coming to that area. And if you're looking to buy a condo, the median sales price is between $500,000 and $600,000. And for a single family home, again, similar to Ewa, you're looking at about $800,000 to $1 million. Again, that's the median. There's definitely prices higher and some slightly lower. Now, some of the pros of this area, of course, is going to be affordability. You're going to also have newer construction. Again, homes built in the 2000s and up. We're also seeing a growing job market as as it's being coined the second city. Plenty of retail shops. You've got Home Depots, Costco's, all the amenities and conveniences you need nearby. You have a couple great beaches nearby like White Plains or Greenbush, as well as the Ko'olina Resort, which isn't too far away. And again, lots of development and new construction. So it's a growing economy, and it's always good to buy into a growing economy. Now, some of the cons would obviously be some of the heat, the electrical bills similar to Ewa, and basically all the same things that we saw in Ewa. Larger commute times. That's going to be the biggest pain point for a lot of people, is the commute time to Honolulu. But if you're a remote worker, if you have a flexible schedule, or if you can just get up super early and head to work, that's also an option. The next location we're going to go over is Wahiawa. Now, this is going to be right next to Mililani. It's going to be really close to Schofield Barracks for my service members. And you can find some really great priced homes over here, but for good reason, which we'll go over. But some areas that I would definitely look into if you are looking for a single family home under 800,000, which you can find in Wahiawa, is check out Wahiawa Heights. It's kind of a nicer area of Wahiawa. Wahiawa itself are definitely older homes, maybe more of a local community kind of feel, maybe certain areas maybe a little bit more rough around the edges. Of course, you can make your own opinion, but if you're looking for a single family home under $1 million and definitely allows opportunity, even some under 800,000, that's where you're gonna find it, is over in Wahiawa. Now, some of the pros of Wahiawa are obviously gonna be the price tag. That's gonna be one of the biggest pros. You're gonna be close to Schofield Barracks if you are a service member. It's gonna be close to Schofield as well as Wheeler if you're a service member and stationed over there. And you're also gonna get cooler climates as you're gonna be closer to the Mililani, which is gonna be in the middle of the island. Now, some of the cons is definitely gonna be the neighborhood itself could be a little rough around the edges. Again, you can make your own opinion on that. You're a bit further from the beaches because you're in the middle of the island, but I think you're actually pretty close to the North Shore, which is one of my favorite beaches on the entire island. And if you're looking for nightlife, you're definitely not gonna find it in Wahiawa. You'd have to go to town for that. And the last con is you are gonna hit some traffic as soon as you start getting closer to that H1. And also you may be hitting some traffic if you have to commute to Honolulu. And the last place on our list for the most affordable places in Oahu, and again, feel free to comment down below if there's any other places you want me to cover, would be Waipahu. Now, Waipahu, I've made a video right here that goes over all the different micro neighborhoods because Waipahu does cover a large area. But when it comes to prices, you can find condos in the 400 to 500,000 price range, and generally single family homes about 800 to 900,000. Now, some of the pros is Waipahu, again, another great commuter town, not as great as Pearl City, but you're gonna be able to cut some of that traffic time down compared to, let's say, Ewa or Kapolei. In the Waipahu area, specifically in the Royal Kunia area, you've got a great shopping center there, some outlets, as well as a great golf course. Again, being a big golfer, I gotta mention that. They got some great street food, some local eats in the area, specifically right by those outlets. And again, the price tag is gonna be one of the most attractive parts. Now, again, some of the cons is you're gonna have some traffic, not as much as Ewa or Kapolei, but you're definitely still gonna have some traffic. You're probably looking at about 20 to 30 minutes without traffic, and with traffic, probably closer to 45 minutes to an hour. And the last con I would say is, which could be a con depending on how you look at it, is that some of the homes can be older, but there's certain parts of Waipahu that are newer, like Royal Kunia, where you might find homes built in the 80s, maybe early 90s, and then lower Waipahu or Waipahu property, they're usually built in like the 70s and might need some work. But it gives you options in regards to price points and being in a location that's pretty easy when it comes to commuting compared to some other areas. So those are the top 5 most affordable areas out here in Oahu. Of course, there are some other places that are even cheaper, but these are some notable ones that I would definitely suggest checking out. If you guys have any questions about these properties or any areas out here in Oahu when it comes to real estate, feel free to reach out to me. We got some boots on the ground. Feel free to contact me right here or DM me on any of my social media platforms. And if you got any value out of this video, do me a huge favor, smash that like button as well as click the subscribe and notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. I'm Patrick Longley with Team Roger That. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.